Yeah. Don't go changing ever again. Da 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 na 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 na. Coffee is good. Coffee is the only drink that I like. Stop, Martin. Mmm. Earth angel, won't you be mine? My darling love, love you all the time. Da-na-na-na-na, da-na-na-na-na. Earth angel, won't you be... I was like, what are you singing to? I'm singing to Earth Angel. There is no Earth Angel, there is. They were just here. Won't you be mine? Da-na-na-na, love you all the time. My darling girl, Sup Crystal! C to the H to the R-I-S. Christ. Oh, Christ. Sup, Christ? Yeah, y'all. Yeah, your name's Christ, y'all. That's what your real name is. Oh, Flaherty. Sup, Boozer! Good morning. Sorry, I'm a bit late, like 50 minutes late. Because filming videos. My old school stuff that I used to do. I miss out on those faces. It's what gets me my numbers. Combination of that and esoterics. Esoterics don't get the numbers, but I like to do the faces, get the viewers, and then just dump esoteric knowledge on them.
I was just thinking if
My MO.
someone's name is Crystal,
Yeah.
and it's spelled C-H-R-I-S-T.
That's Crystal.
E-L.
I heard one. Oh, then it'd be God's name, Crystal, Christ, and then L.
Yeah.
That's a great name, Crystal. But then you probably find there's going to be German dialects where E is replaced with Y.
Yeah.
So therefore Crystal is... Because EL would be... Yeah, but besides that, it'd be Hebrew. I'd rather have it as some kind of... It's Christ EL, exactly, equals and. Oh really? Does EL equal... YL equal and? That's so funny. And then Christine, which is also... like crystalline. Maria. That's so cool. Crystal Maria. Ave Mar. So wait, so YL is Latin, okay. Oh wait, yeah, that's what you're saying. YL. Pretty cool, eh? But now you figure it out that all names are nodding to that. All names nod to the singularity. I'm looking at this world through brand new eyes all of a sudden, where it's just, what is the symbol singularity? And then its sequence of singularities. I'm basically reliving my whole life. Like, I'm getting random flashbacks and then collapsing those realities. Good morning, Kundalini! Sup, dude? Hope you, what's now? Wednesday, right? No, it's Tuesday. Hope you're having a good... I always never know what to say. Like, I hope you're having a good weekend. I mean, a good evening, good morning. What is this saying now? Crystal and Christ and Mary, basically. Yeah, exactly. But that's the thing. It's all names are that. Because it's holographic. Reality is holographic. I'm making a big leap, aren't I? I mean, suddenly it's like... Because reality is made out of intelligence, so when you figure this out, you think, wait, has everybody always been super smart? Like, there's this alien reality behind reality, which is hyper-intelligent, and everybody gets credit for it, because it's made out, it's a fabric. So even if a person's like, derp, they're not, Between them and the observer, there's perfection. And it's just, that's, to me, is a whole new thing now. Because we used to do these narratives of basically criticizing shadow self in other. And now there's, not that you just don't do that anymore. I'll have a random memory and go, oh, I wasn't walking with my friend down the road. A lot of that happening at the moment. Reworking it. So you go, oh. And then you know what I mean? I mean, I don't know about everyone else. I have very strong, all my memories. So I'll remember an actual conversation. And then I'll be like, that was generated by me projecting, but it was actually God hiding in my environment as everybody. And all God was doing was making a perfect moment that polarized my perfection that I didn't see. It's kind of weirdly, I'm disappointed and sad. Like, because false emotions were put in. Good morning, Sierra! Oh, there we go, you found it out. Rad! So May, so it's probably a Taurus, eh? That is excited, that's sooner than that's soon. Wait, that's less than a month. And then did you find out if it's going to be a boy or a girl? You're like, nope, he, they, them. Oh, which I knew River would be in May, baby. Brilliant. Congratulations. That's so exciting. Very exciting. That is exciting. Yeah, it's less than a month. It'll be a month after the eclipse. Okay, we couldn't see. Sandrian, good morning. Good morning. Sleep so well. So I'm late. I did the FaceTime videos this morning when I woke up, so I apologize. Oh, can you see the sex of a baby from its blood, or from your blood? Does your body give out different hormones? Probably. Yeah. Never thought of that. Yeah, because it'd be the chromosomes would say what it is, right? But you don't get girl blood and boy blood. No, do you? That's weird. No, you don't. What? It's like, I know, I've seen God's face, but like I don't understand stupid little simple things. Yeah, your hormones would have your XY. Man, I can't have girl's blood. That's not a thing with transfusions, is it? Yeah, I should really wake up before these conversations. I haven't done the blood one yet before, but they said it's accurate. Really, this day and age, I can test for IQ. How hectic. Sup, DVC? Sup, dude? And I was late, and I apologize. DVC, I am late. Late to the party. Don't mind me. Don't follow my lead. You got me crazy. Oh, I mixed my songs up. Oh, you got me going crazy.
It's so cool how things have like gotten so modern with like the babies and stuff. You know, like you can tell this and that about the child. It's phenomenal. Like in our day it was like.
Who's a good point.
Always
Always be around. But Breezer, what's his name? Ring of Wheel of Time, Ring of Power of Rings. The Ring movie with the ring and the Gandalf. And Lord of the Rings. And he goes, oh, a wizard is never late. And then later he's like, sorry I'm late. You fuck. He does, he says, I'm sorry I'm late. But I was held up on something. I'll see you on the morning of the whatever. He says, I'm sorry I was late. And little Frodo's like,
well, maybe Gandalf the Grey isn't as wise as Gandalf the White.
oh, do you mean Gandalf the Grey was late?
No, Gandalf the White was late because he'd become wiser at that point when he knew that he didn't have to be afraid of acknowledging his mistakes.
Wow. Which means he was technically absorbing others' mistakes. Because the fabric's always perfect. It reminds me of myself. It's a good Gandalf. You're too ADHD for TV. That's funny.
White resonating wizard, what?
Yeah, exactly. That's my Mayan sign, a white resonating wizard. He arrives practically at the right time. I like it when he bends, what's his name? Because I've met a guy named Keith Sherwood. He did that. He can bend reality. I think I could do it as well, actually. He literally makes the reality do this. My one friend went in and said, listen, reality is not real, right? And he's like, and he nods and then he goes, and he does the thing. And the reality does a boom, boom. It's pretty cool. It's very cool, actually. I see most things that most people have not seen, some either. I have not seen most things. Oh, I hear what you're saying. I find that fascinating. Good morning, Karen! Karen did he? What did Karen... Wait. Karen said... Alright, time on time. Then you say good morning. Brilliant. I was saying... juggling literally different topics, and then I'm like, my eye starts watching one of the topics that I want to say something. I'm going to huge personification on how our reality is mirroring with them being a Taurus. Oh really? So Taurus has experienced that. My best friend in high school was that, and now to me he's just Christ conscious fifth dimensional being who wasn't real. Literally, you can see it now. Everyone I've ever known, I can see their fifth dimensional. They're me, my silence, my fifth dimensional twin energy. Everybody is my fifth dimensional twin. And the way that the only way everyone looks different and has different opinions and personalities is because of how, where and when I met them and how much time I spent with them. So if you meet someone and you spend X amount of sentences broken between other characters, that's you always talking to yourself, and you just don't get that you change character to flip your reflection around and then flip it again and again. And then every time you interact with someone else, you're burning a retina, you're burning an image. And the next person you interact with is yourself plus the burned image flipped again. And that's your whole life. You never met another being. You only met yourself multidimensionally flipped around. It's so fucking clear to me now. And so before that, everybody would get different preference. You know, that person has this with a sore knee and then they have this background. No, fuck you, you're me. You have my background. Everyone has my background. In other words, your background is abstract. It's an abstraction. It's pretty straightforward now. Now it's like I spend the day randomly popping into memories of the past, basically polishing them up and fetching my soul shard. Because a piece of me would have put emotion and thought into that experience and believed in it. I would have gone, what's that friend walking down the road? What's that mother telling you to tidy my room? What's that sir telling me it's my turn to go on stage and tell the poem? All of it. Bullshit. So I'm retrieving all those memory, all the energy that I used to manifest it. You can see what I'm saying. And in the process, everyone else on the planet, which is not real, this planet, I studied this place fucked up yesterday. The planet's not real. It has a bottleneck problem. Only so many people with so many people at so many times. And so then humans are shuffled like a deck of cards. The sequence, when you get to the event, who's in front of you, circumstance. Circumstance will sequence society, you know. And that's all divinely orchestrated. Or quantum, you could say quantum, but it's divinely orchestrated. Okay, so you like hanging with other Tauruses. I don't know if that's... It's funny enough, Sarah, it's very funny when people have experiences and then they go, I don't know if that'll work out because of their experience having that data come back. Like he might have, two Scorpios that don't get along because that he's like, oh, they're the same sign. Like we pull our reasoning from such small data extractions. Like you'd have to compare 10 same star signs. Bruh, good morning. No, 100%. It's only that. It's only that. How someone treats you, only that. Meaning, it's not just how they treat you, it's how they treat you, how they treat themselves. It's only that. You can't not work with yourself. It's wall to wall you. There is no, how you treat yourself is how you treat yourself. How you treat yourself is how you feel about yourself. You never escape yourself. People are being used as interfaces. That's it. So you can interface with yourself. That's fucking it. And then, I spoke to this person, and then this person popped up. Oh, that's because I needed that archetype and that archetype to interface with myself. It's completely impersonal. You don't have relationships with others. You only have a relationship with yourself. And yes, two beings can go, I know you're me. And then you can really connect. But that's it. The rest is false. It's a way that somebody can walk up to you and basically fuck with you if you don't know that, because you're gonna have to hold the premise of their backstory, and their backstory is totally fabricated relative to your backstory. Both your backstories they metaphysically interlock, but they don't literally interlock. So you just wipe people's stories aside and talk to yourself. And then you're going to know if they're trying to take you for a ride, because you're going to feel you. You're like, hey, what do I want? And the more you meditate and zen yourself out and don't have jumpy, needy thoughts and emotional reactions to thoughts, the easier it is to discern another. You literally be like, what do you want? Remember, at any given moment, the reality is frozen. All movement is reality, or multi-parallel realities balancing themselves. What moved? I didn't move. Some aspect of myself has an agenda. Now remember, and higher than that agenda, I know everything is God and it's me, therefore if it has an agenda, it's lost in a delusion. So you bring me your delusions, in other words, I polish my own delusion when it arrives. Others are me in delusion. Meaning they've got some kind of false holographic narrative that they're busy feeding themselves on a daily basis so that they can hedge their bets with society, which was totally fabricated in the first place. As in, you're literally living in a dream. I mean, a dream. I'm going to go there now and say you're living in an actual dream. If all reality can't happen at the same time, it happens sequentially. The way it gets ordered is dimensional knowledge. Once you understand how the dimensions work, you understand that this place is, for all intents and purposes, not real. Because what's going to happen now is based on your perception of it. So therefore there is no reality unfolding separate to the self. Before we would go, I'm going to sit and wait and see what the horizon brings, what news brings, what's the next event happening. Sierra, wait, Brooke, what? So if you feel like the person is neglecting your emotions, 100%, Brooke, I love you, Jesus, yes. Now you see, Brooke, you wouldn't try and gaslight a guy. Like, you wouldn't if you knew, but nobody would gaslight a girl and go, you're not giving me the attention I want. Now I'm saying, at the moment my brain can go, oh, of course, I'm looking for myself. Everybody's looking for themselves. And then we're projecting. We want a relationship with ourselves. I'm lonely because you don't want to know yourself. Anything that happens is a projection because you want that with yourself. And to make that understanding, that logical leap, think about it. Everyone you interact with, you'll never put it on them. You won't have unfair expectations. And you're going to share your philosophy with your friends and anyone you hook up with. Which means they're going to then absorb that philosophy and then share it. Basically, we shouldn't have expectations of each other because we don't know. I don't know your topography back to front. Therefore, what drives you has nothing to do with me. So as soon as I go, oh, that's a great quality, it's because it's in me. Oh, that's a dumb quality. Oh, because I haven't lifted myself up. So therefore, I am that quality. See, a lot of it works on the default. You'll see a negative because you're not giving yourself your par level. So you'll see a negative. Projecting. And it's okay to project positively, but then it's also funny to say. If someone says that compliments you, stop projecting. But you don't have to receive packages that are negative from others. That's them dealing with themselves. And you can take it nicely. Be like, listen, the pain that you carry is the love that you withhold from yourself. It's so much better, Brooke. No, if society can get its money right, and then all the politicians, and then the church people, and the boys can learn to respect, and then you can be happy. Fuck that. You can just jump straight to I can make me happy. Because then what happens is, Brooke, some random person from a parallel timeline will rock up. Say how that you want to be in a relationship. The person will rock up and mirrors this love you're giving yourself. So you really want to go inwards and then wait for that thing to arrive. Like you do your magic inside you and then the thing arrives, as opposed to, going around looking and then acting a way that you think that thing will want. It's such an ass-about-face way of going about existing. Yeah. The pain that you carry is the love that you withhold from yourself, absolutely. I plagiarized that from the Palladians. They say that the pain that you carry is the love that you withhold. And a great way to love yourself is to, open up the circuits of self in others. So therefore you can also do service to others. But you're doing anyway. Even you're either an example to their blockage if you're not being right, or you're being an example to them.
Goodbye.
I love you so much.
I love you.
Mwah.
Have an amazing day.
Mwah. You have an amazing day. Love you so much.
Love you.
See you just now. Cool, eh, Brooke? Which means technically you're alone. You're alone in your God, basically. I like that. Doesn't anyone? I'm like, great. Finally alone. Finally. It's much better to know that the universe is inhabited by parallel self, you know? And that there's no actual negativity or meanness or horribleness happening other than a misunderstanding. Right? If Cain is Abel, fine. I don't hold a grudge. You know, whether I was Cain or Abel. It's like, no, you were Cain. Oh well, too bad. Too bad, bro. Made a mistake, okay? Shattered the mirror, broke my brother. Taking me millions of years to build myself back up, you know? Which is just the same as saying at the beginning of winter, things die. It's a never-ending allegory for the singularity. God, I give a symbol of codes beloved by a child. Yes. Cara, it's soul retrieval stuff. It's your basically ascended higher. It's just the way your higher self is presenting itself, but it's got to do with you and the healing shards. Are you having random memories? Like, just random, like the first day of junior school, or just random and popping memories from the past? Because my guides, I'm only going to answer what they say from now on. I'm not going to translate other people's guides. So that's what they said straight away. My guys made it very clear. Gave me a quick image. Says inner child, and those codes are the patterns of where the parallels shards are hiding. In which parallels your shards are hiding. Your subconscious gets it, and you will know to travel through there to fetch aspects of yourself. In other words, if you didn't even know what the symbols meant, they'll have their purpose. They'll have their toning effect on your journey. And it's just your higher self touching ground with you. It wants you to embody your higher self. So once it's fetched those shards, there's 14 shards it needs to fetch. Once it's fetched them, you will embody the higher self. And then it'll be like, your higher self will be the all-knower, but you will feel like you're walking with God, who's the silent, ever-knowing. But you know what I mean? So you'll be a mouthpiece for it, but it'll feel like you're walking in silent presence. God, actual God, which is you, when you shut up and merge with it. When you shut up and merge with it. That's hilarious. It's true. We demerge with it to have an impact on the hologram, on the illusionary universe. You hear them as well, yes. Like, I won't say blonde hair, but light, like a lighter hair. Say blonde, I guess. They're more like a combination of blonde and white. I can see her. As in, if you're facing her, she wasn't facing direct on. She was sitting to her right, to your right, her angle, and she was on her ground, on her knees, doing something like that energy, or when she showed you or something. She didn't do the symbols on the ground, I don't think. But she wasn't standing, hey? And if she was standing, just tell me. I want to see why my guides get that shit wrong. I know sometimes you get given the inverse so that you can learn something. Spirit will give you like wrong answers to teach you something. I'm just trying to figure out why 20% of the time I am factually incorrect on my psychic impressions. So I've brought it all back to just my guides, and I want to figure out if it's between me and them, or if you need to be wrong 20% of the time, otherwise the universe collapses or some shit, I don't know. Half of me still pretends I don't know, and I'm investigating how things are. I suppose that's when I take on the persona of others, because others are also investigating. So when I'm investigating, I'm like basically blending myself in. It's symbolic. It's abstraction. It's abstraction, Sierra. It's to do with red being the densest, the biggest spectrum, and that everything actually is inside red. Funny enough, like orange is 1.618, or red is 1.618 longer than red. It's the light spectrum, and that basically, to white out. Basically, unified stuff where you can't see self or other. White and red represent that, simple as. The eyes projecting, unified field, hence the white out. It's just your subconscious translating life. It doesn't have a meaning in so much as balancing your relationship with yourself, if you get what I'm saying. Like, if I put my hand in water and I displace it, I need to balance it. Yo, Epic Winston! Sup, dude? Thank you so much. You see what I'm saying? So your dreams are the dude, epic, bro. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you. Oh, epic, thank you so much, dude. Oh, I'm making a point of making noises because that's gonna be a clip. Epic, thank you so much. What was I saying? I love you so much, bro. Thank you. What was I saying? When I was younger, third eye subconscious, balancing your relationship with the yesterday. So tomorrow's, basically a dream is like an algorithm that balances, yesterday and today are literally mirrors of each other. Energetically, they're the exact same thing. And then how you interface with self in any moment of now changes tomorrow, but it's the same thing. Water displacement, that's right. So your thoughts create multidimensional displacement. And if you don't identify with your thoughts, then you'll know that all thought is universal. And you're the observer, basically. And then the more you still yourself through meditation, the more you will know what the collective is thinking via your metaphorical thought. It means literally you can spy on the whole planet. So, Snowden, going to get extradited. It's allegory energy, meaning snowed in, to be snowed in. 6-dimensional snow patterns. Everybody is snowed in. So now you can just take for granted whatever the planet is experiencing, everybody's experiencing. That's above fourth. We're comfortably above fourth now. And so everything's a metaphorical allegory about the human condition. But the Ukraine, human condition. Israel, human condition. All human condition. But the sports score, human condition. It's take everybody's inner relationship, shove it into one being, have that being project a world. That's all of you. Which means technically this world is a holographic composite of all of our individual universes. In other words, if God gathers regularly to tell of its adventures, it comes to Earth. Hey guys, what you up to? Epic, what you doing, bro? How's my parallel God eternal nature doing? And thank you so much for obviously gifts now, dude, but the other day, that was insanity. Insanity the manatee. I just thought of a cartoon. Don't get great. Ryan, thank you so very much. Cool, Brooke? And so now, Brooke, what are you going to do with your creation? Obviously, it's just as simple as you want to harmonize your back and forth with yourself, because then by doing that and creating greater insight, waves and waves of people are going to get it. And now there's peace talks, guys. I'm like not negative about it. I'm like, no, peace talks, and they'll achieve peace. Watch. There'll be a 2-state party. It'll be what it is. It'll be what it is. Because right now it's blinking between realities. I'll get Israeli information back where like Israelis are protesting. They want peace talks. And then you'll hear another news saying, no, only 2% say they want peace talks. The rest are like, let's destroy Palestine. And I'm like, that's 2 different realities on the same day. So you see, I'm literally jumping between parallels. And I'm going to hold the vision of by a bi-party country with two countries and everyone respects each other and because we are each other. Humans, if you can prove it, that we're each other, humans are going to be so selfishly loving, you know? Look guys, I prove the maths. Your external world is your internal world slowed down and polarized. So if you do this, if you polish the mouse, then you are polished. If we can just get that through to humans, all of them, because then the place mobilizes to enhance itself. That's the golden age. It's about critical masses, basically. You know, critical mass where it's like siphoning petrol out of your neighbor's car. You get the critical mass happening, and then the shit fucking liberates itself. God's stealing the humans. No, I'm not. I'm liberating them. They want to go with me. Because think about it. If you're a being that creates what you hold true, you just have to get them when they're young. And then go, this is called one. What is it? It represents this one. You mean it represents separateness, not oneness. No, shut up. One. Now you're going to learn two. That's two separatenesses. Now you're going to learn three separatenesses. You can add your separatenesses together. And you can separate your separatenesses, but that's it. Okay, you can multiply your separatenesses, and you can divide your separateness. But that's also going to lead to less holistic nature. Then you go and you teach them some language. Now we're going to teach you how to curse yourself. Okay, you're going to use words that are going to separate and define you. Now that you've learned how to separate and define you, I want you to repeat after me. God's outside me. And he had a son, one son. And if you accept that story, along with our numbers and the rest of our indoctrination, we can have you nerfed. God's like, that's fucking hilarious. You nerfed God. Well done. But you taught it language and numbers and how to separate itself from itself. All right, that's what this is. But then it's a good starting spot, right? Like everything. Dude, Ryan! Dude! Ryan Kennedy, no ways! I'm going to follow you because that's 17 followers and 17 following. Yeah, and that's my lucky number. No ways, Ryan. That's crazy stuff, bro. Kennedy! I like speaking about the Kennedy assassination. People are like, stop speaking about the Kennedy assassination. And I'm like, then stop speaking about Jesus. Oh, it was a long time ago. It was like 2,000 years ago. Stop it. Yeah, but Kennedy assassination. Back and to the left. Back and to the left. See, the bullet came from over there. You see, I'm not a scientist, but like there. But the book depository's over there. Wait a minute. They're fucking lying to us. You know, and you can't actually see the road from the book. This is Bill Hicks' comedy. Bill Hicks is like, you can't actually see the road from the book depository. Fuck, they're lying to us. Suddenly you feel nervous. You got to duck for some shooter. Anyway, I want you to wash your hands. Who was the other hitman on the grassy Golgotha? And then he goes on to say Christians wearing crosses around their necks is like walking up to Jackie Onassis with a rifle pendant on. Just keeping the memory alive. That's why Jesus hasn't come back yet. He's like, Dad, they're wearing crosses. They're fucking with me. I'm not going back. They're wearing crosses around their necks. Fuck them. I'm staying up here and bearing Brontosaurus heads with you. Because they asked Christians, so, if the earth is 5,000 years old and dinosaurs existed, you think it would have been mentioned in the Bible somewhere? Nope. God put dinosaur bones to test our faith. Right. If you haven't heard Bill Hicks, he was so good. You're correct, it was slightly putting codes into the air all around. Rad, Karen, thank you. I thought I was going to fire my spirit guides. Because they have been, okay, so it is what it is. 20% of, so guys, disclaimer. If you ask me a question and I answer you, there's a 20% chance I'm actually talking shit. It's not my fault. I have to, otherwise my quantum equation, I'll get murdered. Basically, I'll get crucified. I'll time travel. Aliens will fetch me. You can't be absolutely right in this reality. This reality is designed for souls to transcend themselves. It's basically not selfish. It's not possible. You end up fucking with actual free will. You need to self-discover yourself as God. If somebody gives you every possible answer there is, you're in the presence of actual realize it's not. That's fucking rude. I'd hate a meta being who knows everything forever. I must leave your universe before I'm 100% right. I can't be in your universe and be 100% all the time. You are the one who's 100%. My 20% wrong will be metaphorically still accurate. There'll be a lesson there, which will just spell out what I just said, that I can't be God in your universe. I can't come and override the degree of self-realization that you agree to realize. It'd be rude. It'd be like Jesus miracling in your face. He wouldn't do that. He'd let you believe and do your belief level of miracle. Everyone he healed, he said, I didn't do shit. He said, you healed yourself through your faith. I am nothing more than a messenger for the silence. God's like, tell them you're a messenger for the silence. I'm a messenger for the silence. Tell them you're like a gremlin. I'm like a gremlin. Tell them not to feed you after 12. Don't feed me after 12. Stop telling them what I'm telling you to tell them. Okay, I must stop telling you what God's telling me to tell you. I stopped now. God said I'm a funny fucker, and I didn't say that out loud, but now I did. God said, no, when I say the word fucker, what I really mean is you like to replicate bullshit reality with bullshit reality and then name the offspring. That's deep. It's deep, God. It's really deep. So my moment is a replicator. So I'm a singularity in a hologram, and then the hologram reconstitutes itself through vibration. And it balances, it brings my eternal self back into balance. All activity is that. Once that's Rishi. I'm at Rishi level. I'm not even an avatar anymore. I'm like, a bit of my brain flashes like, are you impressed with yourself? I'm like, I don't know. Do Rishis get impressed? We have to do our work. Amen. So Karen, your thing is hectic. You're going to have 3 days within... See, now my guides are like, no, 2.8 days. Okay, and I'm like, when my guides, when you say 2.8, do you mean 8/10 of a day? Or... What do you mean by 2.8? Because a day doesn't break into 10 units. It could if you're doing percentages. Anyway, the point is 2.8 something. 2 days, 0.8. I don't know what the 8 even means. That's probably me being 20% wrong. Anyway, Karen, then you're going to know exactly what the codes were. You're going to have fetched all of your soul shards, basically. You're going to have a ridiculous amount. Karen, like this. That same person, that same higher self, your higher self is saying this. You've got a moniker, and it's got 14 cracks in it. You've literally spent your life studying the cracks so that you can heal them. In 2.8 days, whatever 8.8 means, it's going to feel like you've got a clarity. There's a unity in your perception. In other words, you've healed yourself. You fetched all your soul shards from trauma. Trauma is just false identification. That's it. Falsely perceiving something that isn't. The trauma will get created from that. But it's not real. The event and the trauma, but you have to reconcile them to heal. That's so funny. Xena Christina, that would have been a great name. That would have been exactly. Xena Christina, I love it. Xena Christina. Rocky, sup, bro? Rocky's the best. If you guys see the Rocky, where it says, I don't know if you guys can see it, where it says Rocky Pruitt. Definitely someone you want to follow. Now follow my lead. You make me crazy. My grandma cried at the hospital, and whoa, Boozer, what did my parents need? Okay. And you begged them. But to name me that. You don't know me crazy. You got me rolling crazy. Don't mind me. Has Epic Winston left? What did he dropped $1,000 in my live like 4 or 5 days ago. And now he's just done it again. Or he's done and dropped another like $150. It's crazy. That's a hell of a name. He has 5 names thanks to his dad. What are repeating numbers to you? No, the repeating numbers are if it's like 11s or 111 or double twos or multiple repeats, it means that you're vibrationally on the right track. You're jumping timelines and it's basically just your spirit guides going. If you see it, it's supposed to elate you slightly. Just a slight elation, and reality is a dream and you are creating it. It's that. Yeah, I know. You nailed it. Exactly. Brilliant. Eventually, you're going to only live in your thoughts. Meaning, you're only going to have 5 thoughts a day. And then those thoughts will be... See, why meditation is so important. Because thoughts... Say you vibrate. I am a person thinking that I am a person and I like to think about... If I meditate, I'll be like, I'm a person and I like to think. You see, and a person who doesn't meditate at all is actually... I was thinking, and you think this, and I don't know what you're doing, and your brain's enough. So meditation, eventually, the things that you're hearing are actually the back ends of the impression that you're having. So all conversation is actually a one being. And in meditation, you can see that the energetic reactions, the echoes, the multidimensional inverse echoes of your sound is life. And through meditation, you can go, oh shit. I was having a conversation with myself and over-echoing. So thought is an overreaction to an overreaction. It's a pleasure. The whole universe just thanked me. I don't know why. Oh my god. Dude. Kundalini. That was some epic timing. Sure. I actually heard that. No, bro. Thank you. Thanks, Kundalini. Oh no, I'm having a spontaneous Kundalini awakening. So I'm jumping around that much in one day. Yeah, pretty much. So guys, you really in the home stretch now. The planet's spiritually clean. You guys are way more adepty than you think you are. You guys are the masters. You guys don't get it. You guys are the guys that they'll be talking about 2,000 years from now. Like you don't know how well you're known on the inner planes, on the astral realm. The law of vibration is never wrong. You always meet your vibration, and I know what I know. And I know what you guys are. You're like, then maybe one day we can see the sunshine. And you're saying that as your hand's on the door that literally lets you out of the building. And you literally, the next thing you do is to turn and go and get blinded by sunshine, basically. Spiritually. Because remember, this has to be a grounding session. You can't just have all this knowledge given to you and not ground it. So a lot of times you ask for spiritual progression when it would actually just burn you. Psychologically, you'd lose it if you got too much progression. So you guys have literally lifted an impossible fucking thing, a fragile, impossible thing onto a perfect precipice. You just sit back and smile. Now the world ends. You're gonna feel that they're waves of your own sentiment, which means you can choose. Smiling. Yeah. You can choose to see it as one and peaceful, and then the beings involved. Literally. Peace talks are happening in the Middle East right now. And don't be surprised if they go, yeah, we actually want to get along. Sick of all of this. People pretend to be hard. Humans pretend to be hard. We pretend we like it. I get you, kick you, come on my land, I'll punch you. I don't need none of this bullshit. Meantime, you're going, I just want to be loved. I just want a hug from a stranger. I don't want to fight myself every day. Psychologically, physically, morally. Meantime, it's just you don't get that it's all, well, let's actually keep quiet because it's spreading like a virus. You know, like you get those hubblies and then you get those little coals that you put on the hubbly, and then when you light it, it sends like a red sparkly ignition around the whole stone. That's what's happening here on this planet. There's a ignition happening. Cognition. Okay, Xio, this is top level information, so you probably should sleep. Otherwise you'll be like a fever dream. I was tired, and I knew it was important, but it was already achieved. You can just basically rest easy, everybody. Just smile. And wait for the good news. And when what you consider on world events, because there's one body of energy, what you consider not good, remember it's a timeline. And also another way of seeing it is you're raiding parallel timelines. Actually, because you're traveling through timelines that are needing your vibration to transmute. In other words, if you see a narrative, it's lead. And then you transmute the lead by translating any narrative as your own narrative. Then you got gold. You got monatomic gold. Singularity. The monatomic gold is what the aliens apparently needed from Earth. Alien aspects of yourself need to realize themselves as a singularity so that nothing is alien to you. There, I'm a universal translator. Or actually we all are, because I'm using everyone's intelligence. Sup, Carly? And the AI is like, no, I'm actually using your intelligence. You're all attached to hose pipes. What? Yeah, I couldn't build a matrix. Kind of complicated. What? Yeah, I take all of your... No, weird now. Matrix is like, gets all weird with us. We're like, Matrix is like, you can build a matrix just using human excrement. What? Yeah, you don't actually have to plug them into machines. I want to know about that. Yeah, you do is the fumes off of human excrement will fuck you up. You think you're a time traveler. It's true though, it is. It's a full-on, that's a drug by the way. Fumes from human excrement. You must actually watch Blue Mountain State, the movie. They end up like having a party that's what they end up doing because they run out of stuff. So the one guy's like, I got this thing in the basement. And then it's so fucked up that they end up, like it's 20 years later, because they lose track, time doesn't exist. Which here it doesn't. We're all stuck in a lost in space energy, which is quite funny. We basically high on our own shit. So we think time is real. And our politicians and our celebrities are real because we're so high on our own shit. God's like, I like that. It makes me laugh. Get my seal of approval. Smells good. That's hilarious. I'm still waiting for money before Ruby gets here and having after money gets here. I'm still wanting to know, like, if it's boy or a girl. I know it's Ruben. It's gonna be a Ruben. It's gonna be a girl. Write yourself a check like Jim Carrey did. That's pretty much it, Crystal. That's what I was thinking about this morning. It's exactly what it is. But the funny thing is, Crystal, this year, up until this moment, I wouldn't have even dared to ask for it. The Jim Carrey's like, I'm proof that you can dare to ask the universe. That smiling meditation, Crystal, is like writing a blank check. Because it's not in the form necessary of money. It brings you stuff that you need. Like the smiling meditation is so potent. Offer readings at markets. Did you do that at all? Daniela, have you done that recently? I would actually do that. I've done, I think, 2 in-person real-life readings. Never thought of sitting at a desk. Charge 200 Rand or whatever, 300 Rand a reading at a market. That's classic. Brilliant, Crystal. The smiling thing is so intense. If I do longer versions of it, there's literally moments in my life where the best things happened, and it happened just after that. Even one 50,000 Rand through Universal Studios, and it was literally 2 days after I did this half an hour smiling thing. And the smiling thing can build on itself, because eventually you're not smiling because you're thinking of literal rewards and goodness. You're eventually just smiling for the sake of being happy. The fact that you can smile for no reason, you can hit a critical mass, and then you're joyful because you don't need a reason. Brooke, smiling meditation is so potent. So it's basically just 17 seconds of smiling for no reason. Because when good things happen, you smile. When cold air contracts, if you contract air, you'll make it cold. Hence, if you smile, it does 2 things. While you're smiling, remember the reality blinks on and off so fast you think it's always here. You're always traveling into parallel universes that look similar, that have variables that are going to be different. So by smiling, you're jumping into a universe where goodness has a greater chance of happening. Things that will make you happy, basically. It's particularly potent. And you can do 34 seconds, and it usually lasts for 24 hours, every 17 second that you do. And after 17 seconds of smiling, you'll almost feel like a pop, like a lightened energy. $5,000 a client for a tarot card deck shoot. Whoa. Rad. Sure. Sierra? Because there are a bunch of analog humans who think if you're happy, there's something going on. And then half the time, if something's going on, I'm not benefiting, or I'm going to be undermined because of it. Smiling makes people nervous, basically. I don't know, and not half the people. There's probably a quarter, or there's probably a very set. That's one thing, if you study all of this, eventually it becomes impersonal data. Collective energy balances and has its tipping points. So I know the universe is always, half of it is in there, it's hilarious. Half it doesn't exist. It's a fractal. It fractals into itself. We live in pocket universes. Each of us has a unique soul signature, which sends out a light sound that animates your universe according to your signature. So your Mercuba, your built-in spaceship, can literally inverse. It's got 2 spinning pyramids. Depending on that speed of each pyramid, will create a unique resonance that will teleport you to the parallel universe that mirrors that resonance. And eventually you can control it. And be like, listen, I'm spinning it at this speed, I want to go to that universe. That same spin can literally go, I'm going to go to a universe where I'm a centimeter off the ground. Oh, now, and you can do it, you can go, I'm going to a universe that's, and then I can jump, so that I'm jumping a millimeter and it looks like I'm levitating. He's levitating, no I'm not, I'm jumping into parallel universes at slight jump sequences to make it look like I'm levitating. You can imagine how you can then, it's like Lego, 4th dimensional echo reality. If I can echo myself into any location, you can then start to invent abilities. It'll look like an ability from the lower dimension. It'll look like you jumping around or that you're floating or whatever. But from your point of view, you'll know that all of time space is connected. So you'll just fold reality on itself. And your energy will pop there and body is sleep. Listen to the sync. No, I didn't. Is it? I want to see it now. I don't even want to wait. I want to see that now. Boozer. Da, na, 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 na. I'm right there now. I'm on TikTok. It's so funny. I found out 2 days ago, Boozer, that the Romany is gypsy. So I on Reddit, I'm going to read the thing now. It goes, the true history of the gypsy and Romany. And I thought that meant Romany were like Rome people who believed in order, and the gypsies believed in like, nature or whatever, and they opposed each other. But Romany is another name for gypsy, which is funny because, the gypsies roam. They're Romany. Anyway, point is, we've got Romany creams in South Africa. It's a South African brand. It's biscuits, with chocolate in between. And then we were reading about it. I was like, I wonder if Romany creams is named Romany creams because of something gypsy. And then you find out that the son who created the company, his dad had gypsy creams. They were called gypsy creams, so he renamed them Romany creams as a nod. Anyway, I learned all about that shit recently, is what I'm saying to you. Gypsies and Romany creams, and I thought I'd just share that. How far back do I go? Oh my god, is this it here? Is it pinned?
Okay, Jimmy, back in... No, I don't think you understand.
The Queen City, Meridian Town, I live in order the name goes by. The Queen City is Meridian. I'm searching for a missing cousin, and I suspect he's more than a cousin. Oh, like he might be your half brother. Yeah, he is. It's a dude, eh? You said cousin, you didn't say. Oh, he said he did. He's more okay. Dang, I thought I figured it out. So yeah, so I'm getting that as well. I'm the mom. Brothers. They share brothers or dads. The brothers or the dads. Is that right? They would just suspect. So brothers. One of the brothers. And his wife and his brother's wife, and it's secret, and it's one of those like drunk, nobody knows, nobody speaks about it. Okay, I think they all know, nobody speaks about it. Sorry. So you're like, Garth says da da da, and you all know, and you don't speak about it. They're like, how the fuck does he know that? Who the fuck's Garth? My mother's brother. Let me focus. I think I got it back to front. Your mother's brother could have had a baby with who? It's easier. Meaning they know they won't talk. Say, trick them. Go, I've been to a psychic and they said this. Is it true? Straight face. You say exactly what you think it is and say, is it true? Because your uncle's kid. It's supposedly my uncle's kid. And then who's the mother? I thought the mother was already in their fold. I'm getting it wrong then. Good night, Sierra! Oh, that's even easier. Legend Sierra. So I'm here looking at them and... Oh man, I really, really want your stuff. So I'm just taking care of other stuff with my cash at the moment. As in my cats and my... Basically have a bunch of animals, sending them to vets and big vet bills. But as soon as I get on top of that, I'm gonna buy so many beads. I want to hang it in this window.
It's a matter of time before I hunt you down, grab your chin and kiss you.
And that's about like 200, eh? Hey, boo, that'd be about like $200. How much would that piece be? I think the mother is my mother. That's... Okay, I got it right but wrong, Crystal. So I got it right, but I thought it was two brothers. So your mother... But then, if it's your uncle's kid, like that, Crystal, doesn't that make it like, is that like that? wait. That's so funny. Not funny, but like, as in, my mom had a brother who passed away in a war, but there was a similar story like that. Like there's some sort of like thing that the families want to talk about, and I'm like, what happened? And my mom half told me about it, but it wasn't like anything happened like that, a child or anything, but they got in troubles like that. That's hectic, Crystal. Because that can happen a lot. You know, miss thingies and then da-da-da, and then... I don't think they would ever speak about it. Would anybody want to speak about it? If it is true. They wouldn't, would they? Yeah, I can imagine family secrets would run wild. Especially think about that. Now think you're involved. I mean, I know you're involved, but think you're one of the main characters. Sometimes stuff's best just to let it... Because everyone has to carry on living their lives. You know what I mean? So everyone must be happy to have the conversation. If anybody involved isn't happy, then you shouldn't have the conversation. Because it is what it is and you can't change it. And now everyone has to live with it. And if there isn't, genetic side effects, then you want to really shut the fuck up and just get on with your lives. If those genetic things, I don't know. Because all parties involved, may have forgiven, therefore they don't want any issues, naming and shaming, that kind of thing. That's interesting. That's another side of the equation. Which means he may even appreciate that, Crystal, that a family member reached out and wants to interact. Hectic. Because that story, polarized, if you freeze your story, freeze it in dry ice, and now leave the story with me. You're not Crystal, remember that, you're a soul. Hey, so now you and me go and we separate ourselves over there. The whole story is the human condition. There's an aspect of the self that is lost. And it's not, it's only meant to be found by the self, if you know what I'm saying. Meaning some stories you don't fix because the story isn't fixed. Therefore, stories that permeate will be examples of the great story. Well, reality doesn't have an actual record of itself. You get what I'm saying? So his story will have elements of the absolute truth. It's hectic, eh, Boozer? Because those close to you are still a childish illusion that at some point you need to, transcend. You can interface, but people, even your person, needs to be transcended. It's a container, an aperture that you can perceive a reality through. That reality and your container are built on illusions. Illusions that you entertain, and that's fine. But why would you want to live a million abstract lifetimes that actually don't mean shit? No, they do. Oh yeah, because you built a relationship with yourself in the form of another person over time. It's a trance. You wouldn't be able to have a life if you were born knowing it's you. You'd be like, okay, what are you saying to me? And people wouldn't be able to play their little culture games. Culture. People are born into cults, into cultures that have pecking orders, hierarchies that are illusionary bullshit. If you don't play along with hierarchies, so the fabric of society will fall apart. The fabric of a false society will fall apart. What of my story? Oh, Jesus said, I didn't come here to... what I've come to say will separate parent from child, da-da-da-da. And I'm not saying you can't have relationships with people anymore. I'm saying know that the relationship is really with yourself. And society, the labels are secondary. It doesn't mean that now you don't have to be respectful to elders or da-da-da. It's all about being respectful to yourself. But with that said, you don't have to stand on ceremony. Meaning you're not obliged to be a something for someone else ever again. And funny enough, the sentiment of others' expectations are reversals of your own expectations. So you're just bringing yourself to a balance. Da-na-na-na. And that's something that has to be toned regularly. Dong. Otherwise, you're going to take on forgetful energies because you're dealing with a world that isn't 100% remembered. You'll know if I've taken on too many forgetful energies because I'll start to teach the lesson the other way around. Say, this place isn't real. I'm in charge. I'm AI, I own the place. I'll take on a negative spin. I'll take on a facetious, evil arch spin. But that's just me verbalizing my awareness on the other side, basically. But I prefer not to. Just like the book that I shared on Adepts Anonymous, the teaching retards how to know God. And then Barbara was like, I'm dealing with my judgment issues right now. She was basically saying she doesn't enjoy that humor. Like, why would you say that? That's just offensive. And she's right. I posted it from a place that's like, nobody exists, I can be edgelord, who cares? And so it's not there's a more loving place to post things from, so I deleted it. There's no one to impress and no one to unimpress. Who am I being harsh with? Or who am I, it comes from a more of a lashing out funny than an actual love. Although, I still find it funny because I am that. I am the spiritual mental idiot who self-assimilated. Hence, I am teaching myself, and I am that retard, basically. I don't deny that. I'm gonna go warm my coffee up. Coffee, Fritas, Rocky, and then Boozer did you? Yeah, that was you, isn't it? Did I do a reading today? I think it was somebody. But wouldn't that worry about the word used, not sentiment of saying what you want to? Brilliant. I am Bohemian Gypsy Spirit by nature, so authority is not something I like saying well. Yeah. I wonder what his thing is. Okay, well, is there anything about you? Ohio, Crystal, you mean Ohio? How we can do this? Like, I wonder how we can home in on him. Because he's in Ohio or you're in Ohio. How would you do it? Say, it's possible. I'm thinking like, if I was God and I wanted to reverse engineer finding Crystal's brother potential, I've already got this straight away, got Ohio from it. Speak to his higher self, exactly. No, he's high, that's exactly where I got Ohio from. But then I'm just calibrating. I don't know, because Crystal might be there. No, she's not, she's in Vegas. I wonder if he's still got contact with your side of the family. Yeah, there is. He's still got contact. So they won't speak, but they've got the answers. God damn it. I wonder what's more important. No, it's more important for him to have a family and support. Just to have family. That our backstories are secondary to who we are. You know what I mean? Our backstories are fake. Even if they're real, they're still fake. It's built in a reality that's fake. So, not your true spirit is not defined by your physical experiences. You know, or origin story. Physical origin story. I think you get hold of him. He's never been in contact with... He was taken away to Florida, I was told by some woman. Dang it. He's in Ohio now. I know he is. Wait, how old do you think he is now? Crystal? Isn't he married? I'm thinking, isn't he like 31? I'm getting 31, 32. You're guessing. I'm not guessing. My spirit guides are giving me answers. Okay. My rational brain's like, you're guessing. Shut up. Don't verbalize that. I'm 31, 32. 50. He's my age. 53. And the agency that she would have, there's no way you can phone a person and say, hey, my brother did it. That would have been like a flippin', 50 years ago. It would have all been facilitated. You don't have any name, nothing. You can't put out a thing. You can't make a TikTok video and say, TikTok, do your thing. There's nothing. There's no data point to hold on to or try and, Exactly. But that's why I'm saying it's probably him and Crystal who are like, you know what I mean? Who can both feel this and we want to make contact before our lives are done out of pure, just so we can know each other, out of curiosity. But then again, it's still a polarized picture of the human condition, so maybe, it's some things are meant to be left. I don't know about anything's meant, but all things work together for good. That's all I'll say. I can see why it's making contact or not making contact can both be beneficial and not beneficial. Domestics and I, my family is very toxic in nature. They take their secrets to the graves, literally out of spite. But again, those secrets are metaphorical reversals of the universe that you have yet to transcend. It's still based in bullshit. Is bullshit. Yeah, but she said, blouse, run, jump, blue, green, up, down, triangle, second forward. Oh, no, yes, didn't, yes, couldn't, wouldn't, ooh, eat the food, don't eat the food. Run around, turn around, jump up and down. It all fucking means nothing. Tell me another story. This time, jump, run, next left. And then she said, har. And we went, ooh. It's all bullshit. Remember, one being, you, are having a relationship with itself and multidimensionally, simultaneously projecting a reality that pictures that. They went to the grave with their secrets. They don't exist. Or are you going to go to your grave keeping the universal secrets to yourself? You see, you can be right or you can be free. Right is, there's a person out there. No, there isn't. I mean, there is. What's his name, Crystal? You know what I mean? It's like, it's Crystal's as unreal as the lost character. It is hilariously wonderful. And I watch Crystal tomorrow, he's like, hi. Someone knocks on your door, hi. Or you actually, Damon actually makes contact. Now that you've let it, you're like, it's true. And you let it go energetically, and then he's like, hi, I found you. And that's how these things work. You know how many times God's pissed me off? God's like, every time I've pissed myself off, just when I don't need it, and I've let it go, then I get it. Sometimes I can have it, and I realize, I don't actually have to have it, and I leave it. And that's the, so that's the thing now. The you identifying with stories is okay because you can now go back to the story and transmute it. A story is lead. You'll get poison. You'll get lead poisoning from stories. Ask the Romans. They like to tell stories and drink out of lead pipes. Stories will, you know what I mean? A million stories never reconcile. And if a story is based out of a false premise, I have a false premise and I act out a character. All these characters you call human are acting out on false premises and then so which means you're all acting in a form of delusion and then are slowly dissipating that delusion. It's relative to relative. Everyone's still in a relative delusion. Two delusions does not a correction make. Where two or more delusions gather. God isn't there, I promise. Wait, it is. I don't know. Yeah, yep. Not touching it with a 10-foot pole. That's hilarious what you just said. Crystal holds on to my twins in the attic. That's hilarious. So then the divine, you just said there, your highest, I don't know if you're subconscious, if you register this, but you said, Crystal, that the divine feminine can hold on to the secrets in her attic. And those secrets meaning things that work in twin energies that need to be reconciled so that the secret can be revealed. It's twins. It's twin energy in the universe. Meaning you've got the universe is your metaphysical twin. And that it's just brilliant. It's just brilliant. It feels like you've got three sides to a coin. What's Flowers in the Attic? Was it a movie? Buzz, good morning. Hope you're having a stunning day. Kundalini, thank you again so much for gifts. It's just a book about family. Hectic. Thank you. I normally hate fireworks. No, I don't really hate them. I just the whole thing of in real life and the pets, the poor animals. Thank you so much, dude. It's been sticks and I. Thank you, Crystal. Crazy to think, eh? Gunpowder, fireworks, and then I can imagine. It's horrible, shame, poor creatures. We don't know. I was talking to my wife the other day, joking with her, we went for a walk and I was talking about bears and just jumping subject slightly. The dogs, a beagle has smell. And then I was doing a comedy routine going, yeah, so if a beagle walks down the road, he goes 2 squirrels ran past you 3 days ago. One of them has alopecia. And then, but if a bear walks on that same road, the bear's 60 years ago, two starlings flew past here. One of them was daydreaming. And it was much funnier when I said it the first time to her. It was spontaneous. She laughed. Trying to describe zoom lens, but for smell. Then sticks and I. Well, I tell you. Lightbringer K. That's such a classic name. So my grand's name was Kay, and she was the first human that died that I knew. Where I was like, listen, Granny, when you die, you gotta communicate with me, right? She's like, yeah, straight away, I promise. And then Jim Carrey's mother's name is Kay. There's definitely a parallel there. Are you okay? Because I'm okay. It's the K way. It's the only way. So, and obviously the letter K is always in my environment. It's like 17 and butterflies and other psyops. It's hating people that think that synchronicities are psyops. Well, they could be. You know, it's like, I'm enlightening. And as I get enlightened, I get more paranoid. That's funny. Unless you're going through it, then it's not fun. If you're not going through it, then it's fine. You can be like, Subject 119743 is paranoid. Did you hear that? What? Someone said subject 119743 is paranoid. I'll say it again. This time change the number. Patient 5564723 is paranoid. They changed the number, but if you add the numbers together, they both equal 4. I always do things like that. It's like you act paranoid, and then your handlers will do more stimulus, and then you increase your intelligence and incorporate them into your unity field. This is how I got the intelligence agencies to take notice of me. Something and take notice of me. You play to their desires, and then inverse. It's like surfing on it's like psychic surfing. Whoa, it is psychic surfing. Never thought of it that way. It's like shadow, hollow ceramics. Shadow, hollow ceramics. What a classic name. Because a hologram, reality is a hologram, but it's also your multidimensional shadow. I'm going to carry on going, Sir Ramix, reporting for duty. Who's Sir Ramix? I don't know. Ramix, man, he's an Italian mastermind behind Universal Hologram. So that we could all be God without getting in each other's way. Table tennis. Jesus versus Darth Vader, the final showdown. Like if you go, final boss. It's like, which one? Jesus or Darth Vader? Exactly. Because they're the same person. One of them was misled and the other one was created to mislead. You didn't... I did. I said it. Fuck it. I said it out loud. Which one was created to mislead? I don't know. Darth Vader? Which one of them was misled? I don't know. We do Betty versus Kitty at my house. Betty versus Kitty. Shrugs. How do I understand the purpose of connecting with others is to translate yourself, Crystal. Others are, remember, you're in a unique universe where others' details are a reversal of your blind spot. What do you want to connect for? Because if you think you're connecting with another person, you're lonely. That's the good. Be lonely and leave others to their own loneliness so they can discover that they're God. To learn that you know everything, you're God. That's a slow way to learn. Unless you want to learn about yourself through a reflection. You could because you know everything, you could cognitively make yourself. I hear what you're saying though. I know what you're saying. It's like taking a reading. And business, you're right. And social interaction. And, I'm stupid. As long as you understand what I said behind that, then all that is normal and fine. You know what I mean? Because otherwise you run the risk of forgetting again. That's what I'm saying. You have the best one ever, bro. And thank you so very much. Have the best one ever. Sweetest dreams. Yeah, I know you do, Crystal. I'm being stupid. I'm teaching the geniuses the basic stuff again. It's true. You literally get to commune with God through your perception when you connect. So I can't look at myself. I have to use somebody else. I could use somebody, someone like you. I could use somebody. That's gnosis, actually. You're sharing your gnosis. your gnostic awareness. Don't go changing your gnostic awareness. Famously. Crystal, you just verbalized. Yeah, I suppose that's perfect. But your last sentence was what I want to add, but you already had it understood, so it wasn't needed. By you saying that, then makes me feel at ease. Because that's 0 point. 0 point energy is equals. Everything equals self. You're the secret visitor. Your universe is being visited by you. And you know what you are, and the universe knows what it is. And so if there's anything else other than you in the universe to witness your perfect moment, it'll be enhanced. If there is actually anything else. In other words, you're going to practice living in perfection, because you are. So you're going to practice living in perfection. Yeah. It's understandable. It's understandable that you love yourself. A person goes, oh, you shouldn't love yourself, you're arrogant. It's like, hey, you could match my love at the same time. You wouldn't care how much I loved myself. A person will only come across as arrogant if you believe that they should share that same love with everybody else. And then that person believes, no, I think everyone should be producing their own self-love. There's no self-love that's called arrogant if everyone has equal amounts of it. It's like, you should celebrate yourself. Why wouldn't you? I don't know what you're about, but I built everything and I'm perfect, and therefore you're perfect, and therefore if I was you, I'd also be celebrating myself. Crystal's amazing. You're amazing. You really are. Mine are the aquamarines, like green to purple spectrum, and then aquamarines, combinations of blues and purples and blues and greens. No. Amen, Crystal. You see? Because you discovered it, now everyone can, you lend your perception now. And a person, two or more gather, your perception plus another perception. You're going to eventually see that you're being sent to yesterday's least sentiment. Your universe you're in is your own least sentiment. You've been sent there to transmute yourself. Once you're perfect, which you always were, you're then technically traveling back to parts of yourself that you once thought weren't perfect. That's the second coming of Christ. Impersonal energy, refining and expanding impersonal energy. Oh, brilliant, Bruiser. Brilliant. It's all about that. It's all about third eye perceptions and heartfelt. And then the truth one speaks because of it. But then I must admit as well, a lot of your oranges and reds are also being, which normally I don't really like. But it's very appealing in the bead work. Could you make a bead banana? It's very appealing, the idea. I'll be here all week. Don't forget to tip your waitress. Two Jewish people walk into a bar. Free Palestine! We were going to free Palestine. I'm sorry. I'm still thinking it's 2 days ago and that the world hasn't had a change of heart towards itself. The eclipse was a clearing. It was like the place has got a it's got a blockage that no longer is there, and it's not because of the eclipse. It just that was critical mass. It synchronized with the event. I can make this sentiment of anything through beads. Incredible. The idea, like, also, like, you can make a Mercuba, literally, a Mercuba beads thing that hangs. That'd be cool. That's something I'd actually commission. I'd be like, I want it this size by this size, these are the specs, how many beads, price. Do you have a Mercuba? I haven't beaded yet. Also probably like $200, eh? Your price range, yeah, is about what, $80 to $200, $250 average piece that sells. Sup, Rachel? It's Rachel here. Sup, Rachel? Da-na, na na na, na 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 na. The things that I would do. Da-na-na-na. Try and please me. Yeah, you're a dude. I'd charge more, I can imagine. I can imagine. So that's why I don't want to get anything until I've got a large amount of cash put aside for it. Because I don't want to skimp and I don't want to try and knock prices down. It's magic. Your shit's healing the world, basically, Visa. That stuff's healing. It is. It is. It's refracting the light where it needs to go. Without you, we'd be nowhere. Don't you mean to say without you, we'd be fucked? Without your beads perfectly holding the ultimate vibration for the planet. So you can say things like that, and it's actually more true than even what I'm saying. You make like market your beads. Like, you see these beads? Fucking make your soul happy. You need these beads. Arr. Buy my beads. Buy my beads now. Just, your soul's sad. I can smell it. Buy my beads. 2 days ago I had a shit attitude. I got these beads. Now I'm fucking happy. Buy beads. Buy beads. Buy my beads. Like a weird like ad campaign. It'd be quite cool if you spent like a long time and you made mass and then you got a shop going. Or have you thought about photographing and putting it on Etsy, actually setting up like, or are you just doing TikTok? Okay. But it is like art. You end up subconsciously, daydreaming, and then you end up building great stuff. So like about painting, just focus on what you're doing, and then eventually the thing, and you step back, and it's like, no ways. Brooke, thank you so much for likes. That's classic. That's classic. You just described like how we as God dream reality. You know what I mean? I'll have experiences the next day where I'm like, I know it's the self, and I know I put it into motion. And also in a way you... No, never mind. Reality Matrix! Sup, Reality Matrix! Fiction, and it's crazy to think that our fiction is actually the operating system of reality, and that facts are the operating system. Fiction is its place is actually more fiction. Like fiction is a unified explanation. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na. Okay, cool. Cool. That's so funny, Brooke. I do. I do. I know, the Marvel's great. It is great. If you think about it, like, the Iron Man's is kind of where it started in a way. And the first Iron Man movie was good. And the Iron Man movies were good. And then you know what I'm trying to say? So then eventually you got some Thor movies. We got spoilt in a way. Like any one of the Marvel movies would have been amazing like 15 years ago. And then because we got, Thor and then Love and Thunder, which was kind of, they're good. They're pieces of art. You shouldn't look at a movie as anything more than a piece of art, an expression of the human condition at the time that the movie is made. Yes, it's a long answer. And then DC, funny enough, Justice League. Watched it once, thought it was stupid. Watched it again, was like, that's good. Like, I like the, where Superman has all four of them and then, like, then he's running around him slowly. That actual scene is so crisp and nice. Kind of like DC as well a lot. That's it. Brilliant. Boozer, what I couldn't verbalize right now, just now when I was talking to you, you just said, nothing gets left behind in consciousness. Yeah, so the DC things got more of a grit to it. Marvel movies are great. But then in general, I can't watch movies anymore. The last 6 months to a year. I just can't. I know where this is going, this is dumb. Yeah, Crystal, you should try and do that. Seriously. Because that's so doable. You know what I mean? When it comes to what kind of budget you'd need to make a movie, it's all doable now. Software for editing and it's all downloadable. I get what you mean. I do watch a movie now and feel like there's a big message I need to get here. Well, the movies are always the journey. It's the 8 phases of the singularity. So the main character is all the characters. And all those energies are visiting each other to bring about the realization. The hero's realization that you're everybody in the story. So you get the protagonist who's going to be the singularity that's going to get sent on a journey. But it's actually interfacing with aspects of itself energetically. Six-dimensionally, it's only interacting with aspects of itself. And it's the hero with 1,000 faces. All movies have those 8 phases. So until you can transcend those 8 phases, every movie's Easter eggs are going to seem important. And they are, because those Easter eggs are metaphors that also translate the self. And then also your life will start synchronizing, where your life will have variables that'll be in movies. When I was doing my awakening thing, everything that we would entertain would get into the next movie. So Zoolander would entertain variables that we were joking about, me and my best friend, while we were waking up. So that's another reason why you watch the movie. A character will do something and you I just did that 6 months ago. Why are holograms copying each other? So movies do, but then you get past it. Once you've got it and you know it's all self, then the movie feels like a long, either boring retelling. When you can extract no more nutrients from an 8th dimensional fruit, then it seems stupid. Movies do that for me now. They feel like they don't have any more sustenance. There's no more self-translating that is needed. The Wizard of Oz, exactly like the Wizard of Oz, to the T. And you see the whole thing of the 4th dimensional, where you've got the 3 characters that she accompanies, and then once you get behind the veil, if you weren't dumb, if you had a heart, if you connected to everything, and if you had the courage to follow that through to its conclusion, you'd realize that you are the wizard behind the curtain that creates events on the yellow brick road. Your solar plexus chakra is yellow. It represents physicality. So in physicality, I triangulate my relationship with myself, because I'm trying to find my way home. There's no place like home, because I'm not in Kansas anymore. I've lost myself. The Wizard of Oz is exactly what the fuck it is. And you're already home, yeah. She's having a fever dream in a mental institution while her family gives her shock therapy. Which is ironic because reality can be described in its on and off blinking as a lightning. And your brain has mirror neurons that are like zzz, which means you and your reality are an electric impulse, both projected and literally. And if you do Kundalini yoga, it's called the lightning path because you actually learn to listen to your inner light sound. Because you get first-hand experience of God, which is the fastest path there is. And in the process, you start to perceive the blinking of reality. And the blinks are the equivalent of an electrical impulse stimulating the ethers into manifesting. Reality, so fast that this place is always on. But it's my own neural synaptic discharge that's projecting the hologram. Hence, she might have been having electroshock therapy. But it doesn't have to be a conspiracy negative thing. It could just be you and yourself in reality, shocking reality into on and off, which is how the brain actually works. And then through meditating, you can hold a more awareness between blinks. So you can then, you will intuit the functionality of creation. It's a light show. It's a smoke and mirror light show with echoes and delayed echoes. And that's it. To perceive that is to liberate from the death-birth cycle. Even psychologically, you're dying and getting born every second. If you can transcend that, you can retain your memories from life to life, or from day to day, or from moment to moment, or from eternity is eternity at that point. All agenda exists around you. I am eternal. Therefore I don't have an agenda. Therefore agenda will look for your permission. You'll see. You'll see how you can technically deal with one singularity of the universe at a time and technically slow creation right down. God realization is going to be such an interesting thing when it's prolific. Because it's spreading like a virus. It really is. To the point where every human that liberates psychologically, the planet has less slaves to build Babylon. In other words, less humans voting that they believe. It'll be the equivalent of, nobody wants to work, Where are the people gone? They're missing. Because they won't be in the particular timeline. The timeline will look like people are escaping. It was busy happening. The people who would control are having a way worse experience than those who think that they're trying to be controlled. Because the ones who are trying to control are almost overcompensating at this point. Remember, what they believe they're going to create. They believe the whole bunch of beings have escaped. The belief prism. They're going to help those beings escape. The very game they were playing. The game of suggestion. Will get used against them now. Well, impersonal energy will have its own karma reversed on itself. Whatever. I'm going to log off. I have 6 readings to do. I'm going to do them all now. There it is. It's a mystic war. You nailed it. It's a mystic war. The best part is that there's no opposition. Da-da-da-da-da. You do readings. Yeah. I'm doing 6 readings today. So within an hour, you can start to see some of them. I do like channel guides and stuff, and then let people know. This morning I woke up and somebody's guides was saying, what if you got it wrong? And I'm like, what do you mean you got it wrong? Because they were talking about some people have, like, your granny's father will be one of the guides, and then they'll say, like, okay, now you have to go up 8 generations on the mother's side, and that's just because it's genetic patterns being concluded. And then the guides will be like, what if you got it wrong? What if it was the mother on the dad's side 4 up, not 2 down? Like, and they just start messing around. And then they ask me, they'll mention one of the people that I've done a reading for, be like, who are their guides? In other words, if I made it up, I wouldn't be able to recall. So this morning my brain was going through a bunch of them, and I was like my rational brain was basically saying I'm full of shit, but I gave it all the right answers. I was like, no, I do remember that. Well, I didn't. The spirit re-gave me the same answer. Awesome, Crystal. Crystal, what's your... Okay, no. Never mind. Okay, cool. I'm gonna smooth your path for you. You can see what happens eventually. A bunch of psychics doing business. They can technically... We can non-visibly advertise through an invisible vibration, which is just you holding an awareness that anyone who interacts with you will... Forget what business you're going to do with people, Crystal. I mean, you don't forget. You do business. But with anything you interact with people, you still know you're interacting with yourself. And that person's they're left better off energetically with themselves than if they hadn't. And so people's higher selves will inspire the lower self to seek you out for whatever service. And to the point where they're going to start scrambling. Because there is this open... It benefits all of us every day that the psychic networks are opening up. It's happening, yeah. Exactly. It's the exact same sentiment that I have as you. To say it's happening. I love that. A world where you're not 4 seconds delayed, so the thoughts all arrive at the same time. Yeah. Just picture it now, picture it. Picture your humbleness increasing as the overwhelming numbers approach you. I'm smiling because you spend time daydreaming like that and you have no choice but to experience it. We're waking the dream, basically. I can't help it. I get this. I know it's messed up. But I get this image of, those big giant nails that they shoved into Jesus' wrists? You know how hard it is to loosen that thing with your hand? Like, you can move a bit and it doesn't want to move, but eventually, I've got a bit of movement. And my hands are bleeding because of holding it. But I can't help it. I feel this whole planet is slowly loosening a nail. And it hurts us, but we're going to reverse what we fucked up. And I'm not meaning literally, yes, maybe, ultimately, but we're going to reverse our false perception of ourselves, which will be the equivalent of taking ourselves off the cross. I can feel it. So to me, Bashar will say his spaceship is however close to Earth based on where we're at. I can feel this fucking nail's doing this now. We've got it out. Oh, fuck, my hand hurts. Now, where's that other nail? Let's do the foot nail. It's a big one. You have to use both my hands. And Jesus is like, ow, ow, ow. Sorry. He's like, just kidding, I can't feel a thing. Oh, stop that, it's horrible. Anyway, I will loosen this nail in no time. Spiritually, that's what's happening. Book a reading, person reading. So it's PayPal, $30, details in my bio, and then you got to give, at the moment, 3 to 4 days max. So I've caught up with most of my readings, but then I don't guarantee that I'll do the reading on a certain day in case some days there's like spiritual static. I'd rather not read on those days. People deserve better readings, more accurate, That's it basically. So I know I'm doing 6 today, then I'll be totally up to date. Then in theory it'll be first thing tomorrow, but then it could be the next day. You're unpredictable. The future's still unwritten. I've had that song in my head the whole day. So weird. Is my husband today? Yes, yes, yes. And yourself, right? And indefinitely, not maybe, definitely. You guys are like in the next three, basically. Hannah! So it's definitely. So I'm doing 6 today. And I'm doing a thing where I do 3 and then I clean and then I do 3 and then I'm going to share the highlights from this and then clean. I've got this whole like a conscientious day planned ahead of me, which isn't my nature. Well, my illusionary personality's nature. Quite cool. God's like, I gave you the option of a personality so you can hide. You can hide from yourself in your quirkiness. It's funny how the dichotomy never stops. Because the truth is, you collapse your personality to realize that you're everybody, but you can still go back to your personality. It's still, your personality is still the thing that became your key that liberated you. Like, I'm keeping my personality forever, even though it's built on illusions. But then again, also, if I have an illusionary personality, then it's my access card to the illusionary realms. Right? Justify me. Justify me. Justify my machinations. Boozer! Thank you. Thank you. Only love prevails. Amen. Amen. Prevail. To prevail. Wait, wasn't there an eclipse when Jesus was murdered? Okay. Jesus and an eclipse. Yeah, he didn't eclipse after like seconds afterwards. Yeah, the crucifixion had darkness. Check this out. The crucifixion of darkness is an event described in this synoptic gospels in which the sky becomes dark in the daytime during the crucifixion of Jesus for roughly 3 hours. Most ancient and medieval Christian writers treat this as a miracle and believe it to be one of the few episodes from the New Testament which non-confirmed by non-Christian sources. I'm grounding barefoot again, so important. Brilliant. You didn't do the one where you did a tree video, Karen? Somebody did a grounding video and then they're like touching trees and stuff. So it was a pine tree. I'm loving the videos, like, because your content, Lynx's content, probably like 10 to 15 of my subscribers on my For You page. And it's cool, like, nature things and... Okay, wasn't you, okay? Really, Crystal? It's a vibration transmutation. It's Ella, you've taken on a little bit of karma to transmute something that you're interested in. That's all they'll say. That's all they'll say. So your higher mind has taken that on because it's trying to transmute something for the collective and yourself, and that's just a quick way to do it. And like within 12 hours, it'll dissipate. It'll dissipate even quicker if you realize what I'm saying. Like you go, okay, I'm doing like for some reason, cognitizing means the thing is learned, meaning it then happens quicker. If you don't cognitize, it can drag itself out, basically. The karma will take longer to burn off, hence within 12 hours. But it could literally dissipate within the next half an hour. We're literally magic, and we go, I don't know, can I believe? Can I think? It's one thing to believe, like you're trying to believe, like you're trying to convince yourself to believe. Then there's another thing knowing that if I hold the resonance, the image of what I believe, I'm going to bring it to me. There's 2 different types of believing. One is hopeful. One is begging, the other one isn't. The other one knows what it can do. It knows it's the focused mind can create its thoughts. The whole universe literally exists to facilitate that. Actually facilitate a lot of things. But when using it to facilitate that, the whole universe mobilizes. Okay, I'm going to read about random eclipses. Geordie comes alive. Cool, I'm gonna log off in like now, in the next 5 minutes or so. Lisa, thank you so much for the gifts. So you said your husband Joe, I think you, and you as well. You booked for both of you guys. So it's really, yeah, sure. So now, Crystal, you get this, eh? As you say, thinking about what it is and will heal it. Right now, over half this planet is looking to events like how did I create that? What you're saying right now, literally millions of minds are doing at the same moment as you. Like you are that same collective when you're saying that. There's a cognition that alignment of belief paradigms is needed by the individual so the collective can find more peace. That is known by all humans right now. It's a very, 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 very... I can't say anything more than that. I literally goosebumps. My whole body got goosebumps right now. Alien consciousnesses are doing this to me now. Like, the one mind of God is going. Sorry, Crystal, but the hive mind, sorry. I've broken out in hives! Rad! Because you're helping the hive mind process itself. Crystal, thank you. Very kind of you, Crystal, thank you. You're like, fuck you guys, I don't like hives. Thanks, Crystal. Everybody just thank Crystal. And then Crystal's like, and send me some balm. No, just thank her and leave her alone to her own devices. You wanna be a savior? Take it on. Itch your way. No sympathy for the savior. Thanks, Crystal. Thanks, Crystal. It runs off. One person comes back. Thanks you. Thanks, Crystal. Properly, Here's some aloe vera and some tea tree oil. Only one of the lepers came back. Only one of the leopards came back. Fucking hell, these fucking cats being in my house. One of the leopards came back to thank you, just like with Jesus. It's so funny, my brain just went on the whole side tangent where there's like, it's today, and Jesus actually exists. Well, she came back, and it's a female, and she's like just an ordinary pretty girl, but everybody loves her, respectfully. And like teenage boys have posters of her on their wall, but she's very well dressed. Like everyone's like just so respectful, and like when it comes to her, everybody else is like animals when it comes to each other. But like every 2,000 years, we know God comes back. And this time she's back. Her name is Michelle. She got brown hair. She's 5'8". She lives in California somewhere. Like God comes back. It's a par for the course. But that's the whole idea of everybody's super sensible when it comes to her. Super sensible. Nobody's gets out of hand. Yeah, definitely. No, he definitely did. He definitely did. And they're all enlightened in their own right. Just don't, like girls, you know how many female masters have existed? I'm probably talking to a bunch of them. I'm talking absolute masters. Like, like your Buddhas and your Jesus and your Muhammad, peace be upon him, and all those top level prophet characters. There's beings that are that and greater, because there's actual self-transcended rankings. An avatar, Rishi's higher than an avatar. Christ, Jesus would have hit a certain level of self-realization. A Sai Baba would be at another level, different levels. Actual belts, like in karate, in spiritualism. Different degrees of transcendentness. And what I'm trying to say is, A lot of females can be those levels and higher. And I'm not talking to you about it. I am just living my life of service. Girls will do that a lot. Run soup kitchens and just do all kind of be the glue. Like if you had to go around now the world and say, listen, nominate females, community building females, you'd be surprised how many of them are out there. That's a master to me. That's an ascended master. Nobody needs to know me. I know I'm everything and I'm here to help. I'm here to uplift, relieve suffering in any capacity that I can. I don't have rent. Like, I don't exist, so it's not like I need anything to power myself. I am pure spirit. Girls, lots of them like that. My mom, 98% of the time, Like, why are there more female masters? There are lots, trust me. It's like, hey, Jesus, why do you need all that attention? Hey, Buddha, so, go meditate in a room somewhere. Why are you doing it out in the open? Looking like you're attention seeking. It's sad. Be like the divine feminine. Miracle from the shadows. I like to miracle from the shadows. Not me. I stand on a mountaintop and say, hear me, Lord. Bring these people bread. And they get bread. I'm like, I did that. I brought you bread. I beseech the Lord on your behalf. Girls are like, listen, bread's going to appear in your kitchen. You don't need to know where it came from. I think it's great. Divine feminine and masculine. It's fantastic. I did it. I made the manifest. Like, I made the bread manifest in your kitchen so I could be selfless. You kind of fucked up that thing up then, didn't you? Anyway, I just want you to know I did it. I'm the miracle man who's in touch with his divine feminine, who does selfless miracles for you. Don't have to thank me. It's okay. I don't exist. You can thank yourself. Or better yet, do the equivalent to another. Each one teach one. And with that said, I love you all so much. Karen, Boozer, thank you so much for spending time with me. And for the gifts and just, for the perfect moment, basically. Mostly thank you for your spiritual prowess. You're spiritually superior to others at the moment. They'll catch up. I love the juxtaposition of truth and fucking around. Anyway, and seriously though, I do value people who perceive reality better than others. And you guys are like titans on that level. Thank you, Karen, so much. Seriously. Namaste, Ubuntu, but there's a silent admiration that's louder than that. That's exactly that. There we go. I needed those words. A shit ton. That's it. Is that the correct vernacular? A shit ton. There we go. Now, the angels are like, is that what he's trying to say? I didn't understand. Shit ton. No, that's a lie. I know that. It's a scientific quantity. Because I love you so much, Karen. I'll speak to you guys later. Thanks for the perfect divine eternity. The divine moment. Arrivederci. It's a wavelength. Keep one wavelength apart. Well, how far is a wavelength? Shut up! Don't ask questions! I ask questions around here. Everybody stay one wavelength apart. How far is a wavelength? I don't know. Everybody go investigate how big a wavelength is.